Hello students, good morning. So in this session, let us discuss regarding the next class, that is Reptilia, right? So it is the second class of superclass Tetrapoda. So as we discussed for the superclass Tetrapoda, it also belongs to superclass Tetrapoda. So that is the second class, that is Reptilia, right? So the Reptilia. So Reptilia, see in Latin language, there is a reaper or rectum or reaper means, so that is creeping mode of locomotion or the movement what we observe. So in these animals are creeping in nature, creeping or craveling, so called cravel or creep is the, in Latin there is a reaper or rectum, so which is what we call the to creep or to cravel, right? Craveling or creeping mode. Creeping means what? Along the surface of land, so their body is touched to the land. So legs are short, so due to that, so there is the body is almost whole the ventral surface is touched to the land, or what you call, in this way they are creeping. That's what creeping mode of locomotion. So if they are actually, sometimes the flippers also there, right? So flippers means they are helps in swimming. So if they are in water, right? So this is about the name, how it is given to the class Reptilia, right? So the members belongs to the class Reptilia are called reptiles. What do you call? Reptiles, right? So there are many examples are here. So Ceylon, what is called? Ceylon is one of the example. Ceylon is also called turtle. What do you call? Turtle, right? Amen. Next, testudo. One more example. Testudo, turtle and tortoise. So Ceylon is called turtle and testudo is called tortoise. So what is the difference? So almost they are also like frog and toad, similar, right? So when we observe that, there is some differences are there, morphological differences, by that we can identify. But in common, generally they are what you call turtles only we call, like frog, right? So in frogs and toads, there is a difference, right? So here also, in case of amphibia, that is frog and toads are considered amphibia, right? Class amphibia. But here this turtle and tortoise are also there are many similarities, but so by that also we can differentiate. So here tortoise is almost which is most of the lifespan is spending on land, but turtle is usually in water, right? So turtle is found in water. Maximum lifespan is like that is spending its time in water, right? So it's one of the difference. And turtle also shows that some features. So turtle has usually flippers. The forelimbs are somewhat they are helpful swimming. Okay, flippers, like which helps to push the water. Flippers we can say. That's what flippers in turtle. But in case of tortoise, so there is no flippers, right? So by that also you can identify. And their what you call body exoskeleton. Body is covered with the hard exoskeleton plate-like structure. So usually that is doomed, more doomed. So which is more doomed here in tortoise. In turtle that is less doomed, right? So by that also, and it is more circular, right? So by that also we can identify this is what the turtle and tortoise. Some other features may also there. So just you remember these examples, and other examples like chameleon. Chameleon. So in Kannada we call it as a usarvali, right? So which is also called garden lizard, right? So or tree lizard, right? So usually which is found in a tree and it will eat the insects, right? So ants and insects. So sticky tongue will be there, and elongated tongue which is attached to the front and it will extend its tongue, and tail is also free hensile, which is like coiled, right? Free hensile tail we can say, right? So in this way, there are what we call chameleon. One more property is that so it can change its body color. It can change its body color, so according to the background, right? So that's one of the important feature. That is what we call the chameleon. So even we call it as Usravali, so it will change its body color, hence we also refer it as Usravali Kshanakondhu Panna. Like we will refer that term, so that's what the chameleon, right? So next, calots. So we also call it as a garden lizard. So it's a garden lizard. So as you know, Oti Kata, so like we call, so that is a calot, right? So next, you can take the crocodilus. Crocodilus means crocodile. Crocodilus and crocodile. We commonly call it as crocodiles, but here crocodilus is the name. And next one, alligator. So here also they are appear similar, right? So in the size and other some features there is a little difference which we observed. So crocodile and alligators. Alligators are more longer and larger in size. Crocodiles are a little similar properties, but they are comparatively small size, right? So that is alligators and crocodiles. Next, Hemi Reptilis we call. Hemi Reptilis is most common in a home. We observe Hemi Reptilis. So that's a wall lizard. So which is commonly in home it is there. You might have observed on the wall. So which is always present on the wall. So that's why we call it as wall lizard, right? And other examples like Naja, right? Naja. That is a king cobra, we can say. King cobra. And the Bangaras, what do you call? Bangaras, that's a crate, Indian crate. Okay, so Vipera, that's viper, commonly called as viper, right? So this is what the cobra, crate, viper are all said to be highly poisonous snakes. These are referred as the snakes, poisonous snakes, right? And even non-poisonous snakes may also there. So these are the poisonous snakes which we have taken here. So and these are all shows that tetrapoda, right? Tetrapoda means 4 limbs. There is the presence of 4 limbs, but these snakes have no any limbs, right? So limbs are absent, right? That is limbless reptiles. You can say limbless reptile, right? So let us see the general features of this class, that is Reptilia. So first, actually they are first true terrestrial vertebrates. First, they start their what you call life on the land. So these are the first animals which are starts their living completely their what you call life on the land, right? So here that is what the first what I have taken first true terrestrial vertebrates. They are the first true terrestrial animals. Even amphibians, they come out from the water and they start living on the land. But for their reproduction, they must go back to their the original habitat, that is water bodies, like either lake or whatever water bodies are required. But here to catch the food or to some other purposes, they may enter the water. But so they may not need water for their continuation of their progeny or the life cycle, right? So completely they can survive on the land. That is what the terrestrial, right? So but habitat, they even present in the water as well as in the on the land, right? So in the water and on the land they can survive both sides, but we will not refer it as amphibians. So because the amphibians requires the water for their progeny, to continue their progeny, because the external fertilization is there, right? So here internal fertilization is there. So for this we can say, so these are starts their life on the land. That's what true terrestrial. Next, body is covered by dry. Body is covered by dry and cornified skin. Cornified skin. Cornified skin means very a little appearance is also hard, and in most of the cases we see tortoise and crocodiles, alligators, they have spines like structures. Okay, body is very rough, appearance is there. So even not only appearance, even for the touch also it is very hard. Okay, so even that will be not damaged by any some physical small physical cause, right? So that's what cornified skin is there. So it appears to be very hard, and that is referred as an exoskeleton. Exoskeleton, what do you call it? So there is a presence of exoskeleton. Exoskeleton is present here. So usually endoskeleton, along with the endoskeleton, exoskeleton is also there. Endoskeleton is bony, as you know, right? And in crocodiles there is a sharp and elongated jaws are present. So as we know, we are studying Gnatha stomata, jaws are present, right? So here next epidermal scales also present. Epidermal scales. So means dermis, the skin. Above that there is a presence of scales and scutes. Scales and scutes. Structurally there is a difference. So that's what we call it as scales or scutes. So sometimes these scales are shed off. What do you call? Shed off their scales. So that is as a skin cast. Skin cast. So in case of usually snakes and even lizards, snakes and lizards are more commonly they are showing they release their skin casts. Skin casts means cast means their external layer, one layer of scale which is removed as it is, right? So which is removed. Okay, that's what we call it as kore. Okay, kore biduvikke, kore biduvudu anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, right? In Kannada we use that. So that is a skin cast. Okay, so usually in snakes which we observed, even you might have played with that, right? So that's what skin cast. Okay. Next, they do not have external ear. External ear is absent here. External ear opening is not there. So, but tympanum is present. Tympanum is present. So, there is a presence of tympanum. So, it indicates that they can hear the sound, right? So, they can hear the sound. They can identify the sound. So, that's what tympanum, right? So, tympanum is it indicates the presence of ear. Presence of ear, right? That's one of the sensory organ. So here, as we know, the body is divisible into head, neck, trunk, and tail, right? So in most of them we observe that, right? Head, neck, trunk, and tail. So in the head region, most of the sensory organs are developed here, right? A pair of eyes, and so there is a internally the brain is also there with a 12 pair of cranial nerves. So that is we see that 12 pair of cranial nerves. That is what we call cranial nerves. Nerves which are arising from the brain. Directly the nerves which are arising from the brain are called cranial nerves. Here it is about 12 pairs, but in case of amphibians and fishes, that was a 10 pair, right? So this is what one of the important feature, right? Next, the limbs, one thing, eyes are there, and with eyelids. With eyelids. Here also eyes are with eyelids are present. Next, the limbs, right? So limbs, as we know, tetrapoda means there should be 2 pairs of limbs and with 5 digits in each limb. So we can observe that 5 digits, 5 fingers. Okay, 5 fingers and 5 toes. So but in case of amphibians, there is a 4 fingers and 5 toes. Means in 4 limbs. 4 limbs means front. 4 limbs, right? In 4 limbs, so there is a presence of 4 digits. In case of hind limbs, so that is 5 digits in amphibians. But in case of both limbs, so what we observe, 5 digits. Hence, it is referred as pentadactyl limbs. They shows the pentadactyl. Both limbs are pentadactyl, right? Pentadactyl limbs, right? Next, heart. So as we know, the ventral heart. So it is here 3 chambered. Usually, it is 3 chambered, and in case of crocodile, what we call you can take the example of crocodile. So here it is about the four-chambered. Heart is four-chambered, right? So that means a four-chambered heart. Four-chambered heart is present in the crocodile, right? So this is advanced reptilia, we can say, right? And these are said to be phyclothermic animals. Phyclothermic means cold-blooded, right? Cold-blooded. Body temperature is not constant. Body temperature is not constant. Such animals are referred as phyclothermic animals, right? So next, the sexes about reproduction. When you take the reproduction, sexes are separate. Sexes are separate, and fertilization is internal. Sexes are separate means here. So male and female are different, and along with the copulatory organs, we also observe that copulatory structures of the organs, right? Next, fertilization is internal. So as there is a presence of cloaca, so fertilization is internal. So next, they are oviparous animals. They are considered as oviparous animals because they lay the eggs. They lay eggs, right? They will not give birth to the young ones. They will provide the fertilized eggs, and they will make the some particular area, and they even they keep their eggs in the sand, right? So or in the safety area they will search, and they will keep the eggs usually. So that's the oviparous, right? So oviparous, and we refer to these eggs are periodic eggs. Periodic eggs means there is a calcium carbonate is formed. So there is a use of the shell is formed. The egg shell is formed by calcium carbonate, hence we call it as a pleodic egg, right? So that's what the hard shell is there. No? So egg shell, so egg covering is made up of calcium carbonate, hence we call it as a pleodic eggs, like a hen. So what that is also pleodic eggs. Here also pleodic eggs, right? So oviparous, you remember. Oviparous. Some viper may not be oviparous, right? So they keep their eggs inside until hatching. Then they release their what you call the young ones into the young one, right? So you might have observed WhatsApp clip because some videos may show that the snake can give birth to young ones. So that special cases they may be viviparous also, viviparous, right? But they can use internal fertilization. Everything is there, but they could not lay their eggs into somewhere. They will keep inside the body and until they hatch, right? So even we observe parental care also. They will take care of the eggs after laying it, right? So what if we observe, sexes are separate, fertilization is internal, and they are oviparous animals. Oviparous means they are laying the eggs, right? So some exception like viper will be there, right? And pleodic eggs they are, right? So next the development is also, that is direct. Development is said to be direct. Means here larval stage is not there, right? Next metanephric kidney. So advanced kidney, we can say. Kidneys are developed for the excretion, right? So most of the having the pair of kidneys, right? Pair of kidneys for excretion. Next, there is a presence of 12 pair of cranial nerves. 12 pair of cranial nerves, right? So this is what the general features you remember. So and regarding this poisonous snakes, right? Poisonous snakes, even non-poisonous snakes also there. So usually Naja, king cobra. So they have how to identify the poisonous and non-poisonous. So based on many criteria are there. So even by after biting we can identify it, but we should not wait for till biting, right? So we can identify even for morphological characters also. See, so there is a blunt. So for example, tail. Usually tail if it is blunt, tail. So by that we can identify non-poisonous. Probably it is a non-poisonous. But some other criteria also required for this one to identify completely whether it is poisonous or non-poisonous, right? So tail is also one of the criteria. So but it's not the 100% sure, right? So because sometimes that may be laterally compressed tail will be there. That appears to be, yes, appears to be a pointed or blunt, right? So usually tapering tail, so which is poisonous. right? It is non-poisonous. In this way also we can identify. And the distribution of scales, right? Scales. So how scales arrangement is there, on that basis also we can identify. And there is a presence of pons, what called, for example, here when you observe the jaws, right? So this is what the jaw of this one. There is a presence of pons, what called pons, we can say. So there is a pair of pons, right? Very sharp pons will be there when they prick or bite the body anywhere. So there are identification of two punctures, right? So on hand there is a particularly in a specific distance there are two punctures will be there, right? They are the punctures of pons, right? So they can inject the what you call the venom. So that's what snake poison is called, venom. So remember, venom. Venomous snakes. Even we also call venomous snakes. Venom, right? So highly poisonous snakes may produces the venom. So that is, venom is a toxic one. So which can kill the persons, right? Venom injections, venom. So it can inject by pons, right? So in this way, there are many criteria to identify the yes, poisonous and non-poisonous snakes. At least you should remember these examples and these features for the reptilia, right? You know the points, right? So thank you, students.